G'day folks, I am back. In the last couple of days, New Year, I have decided to do a few more things that are out there for me. Today I'm just going to run over my Loopy Pro setup that I've been using for my live gigs. I'm a covers player, so I want something that's going to be able to easily adapt to a wide range of songs. And I've come up with a few ideas in this template that I think other people would use, especially if you're new to Loopy Pro or if you've used to playing with tracks perhaps, or any of those other things that we have done. I've been playing professionally in pubs and clubs for nearly 40 years, so there are lots of things that I've picked up along the way, and this particular template allows me to really express myself and have a full sound, knowing that I've done it all myself, I guess. So let's just have a look at this current setup that I've got. What I was inspired by, I saw one of my friends playing a live gig with just his guitar, vocal, and a beat buddy, and I was really impressed. He had it all EQ'd up great, and he was just pushing out this wall of sound that was just wonderful. And I went, oh man, I think I could do something like that in Loopy Pro and give me all the cons of being able to then do some looping at the same time. And as much as I appreciate guys building up loops and making a really full sound and everything like that, when you're in that one-on-one situation with an audience or a crowd at a pub that are really there for the alcohol or for the food, the entertainment is a byproduct. We're there to try to help enhance them to want to stay for one extra beer, or stay for dinner, and that's how we get paid. Everybody gets paid based on what they can bring into the situation. So I find that a few of my friends that do looping are doing it really quickly, and I like to even be like surprise people that it's going to be a loop. So let's have a look at this template that I've come up with. What I've done is I've used I've got instance here. If we have a look at the top left, I've used Digistix2, and if we have a look in here, I've got, moving from left to right, we've got my MIDI in. I've got my my vocal in with just one EQ on it, which is, oh yeah, it's on. I'm not incorporating my voice in this setup yet. I tend to use this just for everything except for my voice, but I've got it turned on today so that we can hear, obviously, what I'm doing for this tutorial. The Q3, the input 3, the guitar input there, it's, I've got it on channel 3 because I'm using the Behringer Flow 8, and when I play, I have my vocal always goes in channel 1, and I leave channel 2 free because sometimes I do some duo work and a come sing with me gig where channel 2 is going to be vocals as well, and then I've just found that channel 3 works best for me with my guitar. And so I go channel 3, it just works the same way. And then the next thing along is the beginning of my Digistix. So what I've done with Digistix, I've got 5 instances of Digistix, and I've got it worked out so that when I set my initial tempo of the song, and I'll show you how I do that shortly, I can just mute each occurrence of Digistix. And you see along the bottom there, only the first one is open at the moment, and 4 of them are muted. And So basically, Digistix is running on patterns. I'll show you the patterns shortly as well, in the background all the time. So as soon as I hit the unmute button, that drum pattern is there instantly. It doesn't seem to take up too much room because it's just running. You could do this with just one instance of Digistix, but as I show you shortly what I've done with it, it really gives me the most creative input into my performances, and you'll see why I've done it this way shortly. So after the 5 instances there of the Digistix2, then I've got 2 instances of the BS16, which is a fantastic, if you're a keyboard player, you'll see that it's a fantastic MIDI setup. So I've got that one hooked up to my Novation Launch Key 25, and so I have one part of it. The first instance will be playing the keyboard's sounds coming in from MIDI channel 1. So that's the virtual, comes in from Launch Key at the very beginning, and then it goes into MIDI channel 1 is going to that first instance, A, and then this has got 16 pads on it, and the pads on the Launch Key 25 automatically send their information out on MIDI channel 10, which means I can use drums if I want. Through those touch-sensitive keypads on the Novation 25. Now, don't use them a lot, but it's kind of cool to have that there if you're going to have your little keyboard already there. I have that generally a bit closer than I have today. It's like, whoa, way over here. And then after that, I've got a little bit of routing to some of those so they can only record on certain colours as we probably don't want spill. So I can be playing any one of those keyboards, the keyboard or the guitar or whatever else I'm doing, and be singing at the same time, and what I'm singing isn't recorded onto the loop either. So, excuse me, so you get that option to be able to do that. So let's work our way all the way along. You can see my colours, my yellow colour is generally guitar. The green colour is my bass, which I've used the ToneStack Pro for, just from my guitar. And then the white colours is the keyboards. So I don't want the keyboard. I can send the keyboard to any one of those 3, but generally the white is what I'm going to be wanting to use the sounds coming into the white. So it just means I've got them in different places. I'm a little bit behind on this one. Let me just have a look at the end. I've got a general reverb at the end with an EQ on it, and on my out, I've just got a version of another EQ on the output, which I've got hooked up to be a high-pass filter, and I've got a compressor there on the end, the old Rough Rider 3. So that's the mixing side of things. Monitoring is on for everything, so that if I'm not looping, the sound is still coming through the outputs, which is what I want. Because I want that to happen, because I'm going to be doing things on the fly. So let's go out of the mixer view and have a look here. So here's where the nuts and bolts are. So you can see at the top left-hand corner, I've got Digi Kick, Digi Snare, Digi Hats, Shuffle Hats, and Digi Fill. So that's what I've got those. And this slider here works through to just be a master of the orange. That will be doing the orange color group. Oh no, it's not. I think it's the orange color. It'll be the orange color of all of the inputs. Yes, that's what it is. So I've got the inputs of Digistix as the signal comes in, because I'm never recording these, so they're never going to be looped. They're just going to be working off the clock. So I can adjust the volume of the drums if I think they're too loud in the middle of the performance. So you can see, use that one. Let's move along the top. I've got a dummy clip, a purple one there called Dummy. I never touch this one. And I don't know if it's a bug, but I had trouble with using my foot switch to activate the first yellow, the first yellow donut, this one, because when I would assign and hit the foot switch, it would somehow trigger that purple one, because the purple one is clip 1. So I don't know, I didn't get to the bottom of that yet, but for me, for now, that dummy clip is just there for no reason. It's not really in the way, but I'll get to the bottom of that. And then working my way across, we've got the yellows, which are grouped in, they're in a group with all the 3 yellow ones, so only one of them will play at a time. Then the green ones are grouped in one group, so only one of those plays at a time, and the white ones, the white donuts, are grouped so that only one of those plays at a time. Then I've got the verse switch at the top, which will trigger those 3, the yellow, the green, and the white, to play. It's not a toggle feature, it's just, I think it's play. Or it'll do stop as well, so it must toggle between play and stop. We can have a look at that. And then I've got basically, that would be my whole setup, except then I thought, oh, what if the chorus has different chords? So then I've got something for the chorus. And then I went, ooh, what if I'm having fun and I want to make a little 2-bar little ditty to solo over that's not to do with the verse or the choruses. Sometimes there's a bridge in songs too. So basically have a verse, chorus. I call it extras, but that could be bridge. And then below those 3, I have a guitar reverb there, which sends my guitar to the reverb. That's in Loopy Pro at the end. This one over here. So it goes to that one, and I've just got that on A. That's just that's controlling bus A on the guitar channel. And then the next to that, I have 2 yellow donuts that will play all the time. So sometimes you have a song that has a little, you know, and you want that to play all the time, you can have that on one of these ones. I've started it now. Then I have my Bismarck key, which basically opens the interface for my keyboard sounds, so I can change sounds if I wish to go there, and push and hold and it comes and goes. I have my main mic mute here. See, couldn't hear me. Mic EQ, which just turns on and off that EQ that we saw in the input channel. And then I have these purple vocal, magenta I think is the colour, the purple vocal donuts and one-shots in case I want to record something with my vocal. And you know, the one-shots come in handy because they'll play straight away and just once. If I want to go all Carl Wachner on you and do the vocal things, I can do that with this. I just haven't got to that point yet, but I like to have it there in case. Guitar mute, guitar effects. Guitar mute is pretty simple. It's just the mute on the input. Guitar effects on and off is the ToneStack Pro turning on and off, so my guitar and my guitar with the ToneStack on. And I've got a swipe down function on that guitar effects which opens up ToneStack Pro so I can go and have a look and see what's happening in there, and swipe down again, we'll just toggle that on and off. So I find that well there. Here's the high pass on the output. You'll hear that with my voice now. We should be going high pass and back. I use that just sometimes for a little effect at the end of a song, or if somebody comes up to you to talk to you in the middle of a song, you can pull out all the bass and sort of talk to them a bit and do the little radio voice, something really simple. And then I've got my volumes here for the vocal and the magenta. The yellow is the guitar volumes post loop, and the green is the bass volume post loop. And I haven't, although I've got room there, I could probably put a white one, because I only just added the white ones for my keyboard in recently, so maybe I'll add one of those. Let's do that. I might do that now. I'm going to move this one over, and I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to try to paste this one. Where'd it go? Way over there. So if I go into here, I should be able to change this to be white, and let's get it to be adjusting the white specific colour. There we go. So now I have a white for my clips, and I bet you I change that later, because now I have a white volume for my output of my clips that come from my keyboards and my Bismarck B16, but I also have a white for my master. So that's really handy to have the master out, because at a gig you never know whether you need to have everything louder or softer, and that works really well just on the master. So I'll leave it about there. So let's see how it works. So I have, oh yes, we haven't got quite there. The bottom is the clear all, which I have that set up as a swipe left for clear all. And clear all on this one does a few extra things that you might not think about, but we can have a look at that too. It clears all of the tracks, but it also resets my high pass filter to 0, because I want to start the new track with the high pass filter turned off. Sometimes that's about it. So that's everything. It stops everything. Oh, it also resets the clock. So if the clock is 184 there, if I push clear, it will get rid of that. Okay, so this is how I would normally use it. I'll be playing along. I get a fair idea how I want the song to go. I'm going to play the same song as I did in the last one. Fairly well-known song. Has a bridge, has a chorus. Has a verse and a chorus. And it's pretty quick to get into. I find that if I can start singing the song, you got a fast car, I got a ticket to anywhere. There's no reason for me why I can't be recording that guitar at the same time, apart from the fact that the guitar playing on that instance probably wasn't great. So I would start the song off with a 1-bar tempo. I push the purple button for my 1-bar tempo, like so. So sometimes it's just... thinking, how does the song go? You got it all worked out? You get a good feel? Because tempo is very hard to change after you've started your loop, that is. So I've got a feel about how this song is going to go. I've got an idea how the groove's going to be. So I just do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can start singing any time as long as I get it. So I would start the song. So this time I'm going to grab that sequence on the first yellow donut. Fast car. I didn't get it right, so I have to do that bit again. So G is the first chord. So, it's a bit quiet. It's not the greatest first loop, but it's in time. I really don't like that. I think I've got some anxiety from doing it live. So let's have a go again. Maybe I should, slice it back in, put it in later. I'll do it without talking because I don't usually have to talk at the same time when I'm doing this any other given weekend night. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to try to do this. Let's see if we can get the tempo of the song right. Let's get the guitar bit done. And I'm going to go straight into, after the guitar bit is down, I'm going to do the green and put the bass in. So I'm going to have three things happening pretty quickly here. And for this song, you don't have to do much after that if you don't want to. So until you get to the chorus or the release part. So I'm going to just do it now, show you how it works. This will be three separate loops, three separate donuts. The first one's going to be the purple one. Then it's going to be the first yellow for the guitar, and I'm going to do the first green one for the bass. It's a bit woolly. So what I can do from this point, I've got that down. All of the verse uses that loop pretty much exclusively right for the whole part. So now I'm into it. At some point, I'm doing the second verse. I want to bring the snare in. So this is where my Digistix works. The snare comes straight in. All it is kick and snare. How full does it feel? How good does it sound? I'm not a beatboxer, I've tried it. For me, this is a good go-to. And then if something happens, I can turn those off and just keep playing with just keep playing. It's all there. And then I've got some other things I can do. So let me pull those down just a little. On my Digistix, now I can bring in the hats. I can bring in the fill. I would only want that every now and then. And what happens now also is, let's go back to the other things I've done with Digistix. So I'm using patterns. So if we go into we'll see here in Digistix, if I hold each of these, they go open the interface. We can see here, this one is a simple bass drum kick on the first and the third beats of the bar. And I've just put a little quiet tambourine in the background. So it works like a metronome, I guess. But it's usable because it's coming through the PA, and doom, doom. It's got heartbeat. You can do anything while this is going. I'm talking to you now. You could be talking to somebody in the crowd. It just buys you some time. And it's not the same as still strumming. So what I've done is I have done some different patterns in Digistix2. So this is pattern 1. If we pull down here, and we'll see what I've done for pattern 2, I think this is the one where I've got a 4 on the floor feel. Oh no, this is the half beat, like the reverse of where you would break it down. And I'll just go to the pattern 3. That should be my 4 on, there's my 4 on the floor, right? So, how I'm triggering those, I can change those on the fly from the front screen. So what I've done is, let me go out of this and hold my DigiKick. If I swipe left on the DigiKick, it goes to pattern 1, which is the first one. If I swipe up, I think I've got that to the 4 on the floor. There we go. And if I swipe to the right, it gives me the offbeat half, not a half feel, it just gives you that offbeat. Now you won't feel that because the kick and the tambourine are on the offbeat. But when I have the other stuff in, I'll show you how that works. Now I've done the same thing with the snare. So the snare is a 1 and 3, very simple. Take the kick out. It's just there by itself. 2 and 4, sorry. 2 and 4. If I go up, I've got the hand clap instead. And if I go to the right, I've just got a double snare, which would be something different. So if I go back to the left, it's there. I've got some other things happening in the hats as well. So hats, I didn't want to just do a normal 8, so I've just some little rubs there. Up gives me something which has got a bit of a tambourine in it, and to the right gives me that feel. Now they're all different, but they're still hats, so I can do that. So let's just look at the combinations we've got here. I'll put this. So if we try hand claps, I can do hand claps. If I want to do the other snare option, it still happens, it's still in time. Back to and to the left is the normal straight backbeat. Hi-hats, let's change that. Changes it, and the open hi-hat changes it again. So there's a whole heap of things you can do there. 4 on the floor. Different feel. So I've got 3 different combinations of each of those that I can do. Let's have a quick look now. Let's do the backbeat on the kick. So sometimes you want to break it down. You might take out the bass. You want to do the backbeat on the kick. Back to normal. So you get that breakdown sort of feel. So that's what I like. So they're all done with patterns. They're all done with patterns in. Now, what have I got with shuffle hats? It took me ages to work this out. I can use the same 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use that same thing with normal hats. Close. But what if it's a shuffle song? I've got this one set up to be the shuffle. The kick and the snare don't change, but the shuffle is actually in the hats. So how I've done that is, let's push and hold the hats. Let's make this bigger. This is where I've used the swing function under tempo and sync in this top part. So the swing is there, that's straight. 100% or swing lets me have the swing happening. And I do way more songs that are straight, as a straight beat, than I do with shuffle, but it's really cool to have that option because, you know, you might be, I love a rainy night type of feel, or any blues feel. So I just have to remember to push the shuffle hats and not the straight hats. And if you're doing something like Midnight Special, you can do, you know that it's got a shuffle bit. Midnight Special. And then it goes straight again. So that's how I do those. And then the fill is the same. So they're all just, that's how I do the Digistix stuff. That's kind of cool. works for me great because you can just have a drum beat happening in the background, even between songs, while you're working out what you're doing. I always use clear all on that. So let's just show you, I'll leave that go now. Let's put the chorus bit into this song now. So let's start. I've got verse set up. So if I push this verse button at the top and the clock is stopped, it should start. So there we go. It's straight in. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do the other bit. I'm going to push. If I just push the yellow, it's going to let me record on the yellow, and it's going to turn that first one off. But the problem is the green is still going from the first one, so I don't want that. I'm going to push the chorus button on the right, which will turn both of those off. And as long as I do it before the end of the bar, I can push the yellow. So me, myself, I got nothing to prove. I remember we were driving in your car. It goes like that. So I didn't have to play that last bit. Next time I come to the chorus, I'm going to play the bass line with that. It's something going on in your head the whole time. Let's see how I go with that. Yeah, I remember I was driving in your car. I guarantee you that'll be there ready for the next time you go to the chorus. So I could be singing the whole way through there. People won't notice that it's even there. Let's do the chorus bit now. It's there. So that's kind of cool. At the end of this chorus, if I push the verse now, it's going to go back to the verse when that's finished. So I've got the whole of singing that to push that button to go back to it. Otherwise it'll just loop. So pretty cool. That's how it works. I've seen a lot of guys do this. And then of course I've got the other one. Oh, we should put a bit of keyboard in there, yeah. Hopefully, it works. So, going into the chorus this time. Remember we were driving in your car, speed so fast, felt I was drunk. That's it in a nutshell. Very usable. I just love what we're able to do in Loopy Pro. This is how I'm using it. Maybe this will give you some ideas. Plenty of guys have said, you know, you can use the Digistix in this way, but you can just use different patterns. Well, yeah, I could, and I could have one of these other buttons to control which pattern is going. But for me, I like to be able to change the kick to a different pattern, but keep the snare in the same place. And as you know, when it's really a necessity to just try to keep the crowd going once you've got it happening. As I get better, hopefully I'll start being able to do some stuff in the vocal category here as well. But you know, this has gone on for a fair while. It's a pretty cool bit of gear. If you are interested in getting this pattern off me, you are going to need to use it. You're going to need ToneStack Pro, the full version. I didn't even I didn't talk about how that works, but ToneStack Pro. So you're going to need this full version of ToneStack Pro. You're going to need the Bismarck BS16i, and you're going to need Digistix2. I haven't got anything else in there that's not an onboard situation, and so I think that's all you'll need. I find it great even for some sort of like country songs. If I do clear all, I usually go back to just the kick to start with. If I've got a fast song, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Faster. So you can do that. Let's do a faster one. Bit fast. Do looking out my back door. Very easy, quick, get something up happening. You can do other stuff. So you see what I mean? It's the same kick and snare in the same spot, so the tempo really doesn't matter. You're going to get knocked around if you're going to be doing some 3/4 work or you want to do something else, but you have options to be able to do those differently by using your guitar anyway. This is just how I use it. Hope you get something out of it. Catch you later.